once you
It's
say
gonna be one of those shows.
Once you say roll them, I'm gonna go.
No. So
Joe's probably already been taping this whole time, by the way.
Could have been.
could have been.
Could be.
Never know.
I'm telling you, it just,
funny.
this is what we would do on the weekends.
It's what we do on the weekends.
And then, well, yeah, it's still what we do on the weekends.
On the porch or the deck. I mean, either or. We're sitting back there smoking cigars doing this.
That's it.
So a real quick
Nice.
background, that's actually, since they took it there, that's how this started.
Yes,
You know, I moved in next door.
Plus, you
and,
pulled the old Forester nice.
Playing your piano too loud, they said.
Pretty much, and they said, well, I'm going to invite him over.
Yeah.
And so
Turn
Stop
it
playing.
down.
hanging out.
Rock and roll.
And I was pretty impressed by the hang. And I said, well, why don't we start documenting this? We have all the technology, we have
Wow,
the equipment, and that's how
That
this was
is
born.
good.
And then they, you know, he had the idea to refine it and make it to what it is, and we just ran it. Collectively, it's the Whiskey Roundtable now.
I wish I'd have known I would have wore a tie.
It's really organic. It just happened naturally.
I think that's awesome. That really
Wait, you were supposed to change. You came from work.
You changed your tie. You didn't wear that cool
I
musical
liked your
tie.
music. That was cool, man.
What did you do with
Well,
the
that
other?
was work was more fun than this. This
Can
is
we leave
work.
it out here? Here, try-
Yeah, we
Open
were
this
going
one,
business
too.
then.
We will.
Change
We're
it to
gonna come in.
business.
You want me to
Change
get
it to my
the
business
plastic
entire
out?
Are you opening that?
Yeah, why not? I brought it to drink.
What is
Yeah,
that?
we didn't bring
Can I
it
try
to-
that? 'Cause
I can
That's
get
it.
it.
That's it. No, we're gonna do Rock
We
Hill
didn't bring
after the show.
anything just to look at.
If you open that, I wanna try a little nip of that.
That's what the Kentucky Spirit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but it's again same people that picked that.
New bottle.
Yeah.
You know, we have 3 bottles of the old
you say
bottle.
slow up?
If you're interested in
Yeah,
taking the
that's why
bottle
I'm pouring
with
little
you,
tiny I know.
it's not a problem.
We have an extra bedroom.
Try it?
Sam moved out. So
Yeah,
I
so
have
what
I have
is
like
it? Yeah, we're here.
room for like another 4
Dude.
bottles.
No. That's
Yeah,
not
we
what
have
I
extra
like.
bedrooms here.
I like the.
His dad's
I like
house
the
is
third base.
open. If you want to stay there.
Fill it up with bourbon
Oh,
bottles.
yeah.
4 bedrooms next door.
Albert's got
Nice
bedrooms.
little bachelor pad.
Damn.
That looks like.
No,
We have a couch.
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, Greg and Karen, we have an extra bedroom,
Oh, dude, that's
not
really
for
good.
bourbon, for people.
I always feel out the guests.
Dude, that Elijah
Like,
Craig is awesome,
Yeah,
man.
you're welcome to stay at my house. I have
Are
the
you
space.
worthy here?
Yeah, I do have the space.
It's a new Wild
Can you take
Turkey
this off?
Kentucky
No, you don't have to.
Spirit.
I-
Okay.
let him do that.
Lost the spirit of the bottle. What
So
the man? And that's a store pick also, right?
same people, same guy actually.
What's that called again?
Bourbon.
What was the place, the pick?
Westport Wine and Spirit.
Okay.
Really, you're only going to have that much?
So we went to
I
a
just want to try
tasting
it. I don't
there.
want to be.
It was their 10th anniversary. 22 half-ounce pours. Was it $100?
I didn't know.
Wow.
If
Was
it
it
was
$100?
Let me see this.
Their 10th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Like $100, you get 22 half-ounce pours. We got to taste
22.
the lot
That's
B.
crazy.
Every one of them you can drink. You can't drink that much.
We got the lot
I mean,
B.
well,
Taste the lot
you could.
plus the lot
Yeah,
B.
you can.
Something.
Al Young was there
I couldn't. I stopped at
from
like 8. I'm like,
Four
I can't drink
Roses.
anymore.
Caleb was there from Peerless.
Wow.
And there was just people everywhere. And then you get to pick. There's a list of stuff you could get. Like you have the top tier, the middle, bottom,
Right.
and they pack it up for you at the end of the day. You pick it up. Now they misplaced our order, so Rich, who is one of the owners of Westport, goes, just come back and just pick what you want.
He's also the guy that picked up the bar tab last night.
What?
Rich.
Rich.
Yeah, if anyone's seen Rich out there, thank him for picking up the bar tab.
I think you're talking about 2 different people.
Yeah, probably.
He's talking about
this
tasting
isn't
at
good.
Westport.
Some of you guys got it.
So I got it. I'm with it. Keep going.
It's a really bad joke.
So this is our apartment. So if you start right there and go that way,
Yeah, it
That's
started out
the
as 2
stuff.
bottles.
Oh wow.
No, not
Look how beautiful.
Oh my God. Oh
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, scroll.
Jimmy Russell and Eddie Russell.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Keep going. There's more. Oh,
I
yeah,
started
there's
out with
more.
1 bottle.
No, we came down with 2, didn't we?
1 bottle.
No, I thought it was 2.
Just the very old
Oh,
Fitzgerald.
that's right. That's right.
Who's look at those people there.
Wait. Okay, so it's just a few pictures there.
Yeah, there's just
Alright, yeah, look at that.
You can't see my phone. Thank you. There's a lot of compromising photos.
yeah. Well, oh, don't swipe right.
God only
Look
knows.
out.
We'll
For
put
God's
black.
sake.
We'll put black over your eyes. Yeah.
But that's
Why are the people naked?
what? Oh, I told you not to swipe.
We
You could edit that shit out. That's all.
I remember.
Who tried this? Do you like it?
Do you like it, Karen?
I've never tried it.
It's amazing.
Yeah?
Amazing. I like, I figured out in my early bourbon experience that I am a wild turkey
Ooh, yeah.
person. So.
Damn, girl.
That's good.
We did the wild turkey
Yeah.
trip
Mhm.
tour. Trip. It was a trip.
That's a good
It's
tour.
You got to get on a tram to do that, though.
Oh, no
Good
kidding.
fun.
Yeah.
A bus, not a tram. A bus.
Well, bus.
I'm
Who's
excited
our
for
guy?
that.
Bubba.
Old Forest.
Well,
Bubba.
that's good.
I like Bubba.
But it's Campari. They're owned by Campari. So
Those are good, man. Those picks. Nice. I like
Did you
the,
try that one? Did you do that one?
No, but I did the Elijah Craig, and that was
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
I like the Elijah Craig more than the Buffalo
Oh,
Trace.
yeah, that's more too.
That's like that Buffalo Trace is like a real
That's an old
herbal-
Ezra 12 year.
Really?
Yeah.
It's still.
I get a lot of like an herbal,
Pick it
grassy,
up.
earthy
Really?
note to that one, whereas the third base one is more of a fruity, sweet. It is. They're totally different.
Wow.
They're completely different from each other.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's
just-
crazy because you can buy that stuff picks for like $1 more than a regular buff. I can't drink regular Buffalo Trace anymore.
Really.
I can't stand
swallow
it.
Just like,
It's like water.
No, it's not that, but it's just like I used to like it. I used to get it as just a regular everyday sipper. You know what I mean? And then he got a. I think it was him that got a store pick, and oh yeah, it was they did a single barrel for Ohio. And I think there's a couple of those left. And we had it at the house. He got, everybody's all excited. I'm like, get over here, man. We got to open that shit, And we're like, oh, and it was literally a couple $dollars more. And I'm like, it can't be any different. They just slapped a fucking sticker on the side of this thing. You know what I mean? And so we had a regular one there, and then we had the store pick, or the Ohio single barrel. And we opened it instantly on the nose. You're like, oh, shit, wow. And then we poured it, drank, and I was like, I can't. And then ever since then third base came out with their pick, and he bought a bunch of that, and we started drinking that. And then one day, because there was like a shortage of Buffalo Trace for a while, the last year. And then one day I was like, oh.
Allegedly.
And I went to this, up here there was.
Yeah.
And I went to this, like, the worst liquor store in town. I mean, the worst liquor store in town. It was like on the corner of Aurora and, I can't remember, Aurora and something.
By the VFW?
Near, it's in Bedford Heights.
that's
Oh,
right.
so the other way.
Oh,
It's where a lot of automotive shops are. And I go into this, I mean, there's bars on the windows and stuff, and I go in and there's like 5 bottles of liquor. I'm like, and there's 20 bottles of fucking Buffalo Trace. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
That's where you find those.
I love when that
We
Yeah,
went
there's
into,
two places.
we went into
People
a,
don't
a
drink
place,
it. Those
bars on the
Yeah.
Exactly
windows,
right.
and they
I
had
found
the maker's marks, all the
Ross
different
up on the shoulders,
Yeah.
all dusty.
series of different things.
Yeah, all
This had like,
They're clients.
it was like flavored
No,
Crown
we have to
Royal,
put them-
flavored vodka, and then right there in the
Dust
end
on
was
the bars
Buffalo
and
Trace, the
everything,
only
'cause they can
bourbon
sit
in the
there
place.
forever.
I'm like,
They don't want that.
get the fuck out of here. I've been to every
off my
liquor store and there's
shelf.
none
That's
of this. Right? He's like,
know
that's
what
just
you
on the
want
shelves. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay. So I bought one and I
Is
came
it right there at
home.
the point of
Yeah, it's
Solon Road?
It's a liquor store,
and
check cashing
Crackle
place,
and 43.
a car loan place.
Right. It's right there.
It's
like
the
all
tra-
in one building.
the
I'm
trailer
like,
park
oh, I
is-
don't know,
the trailer
man.
park is
Best
right
place
behind
to
it.
find the
trailer
dusty
park is-
bottles,
It's,
though.
it's so
Rob-
secret we can't remember.
No, I know exactly where it is because I was going to
Where
stop
we-
there.
where we
the other
going?
Right down, right
I
down
know
the street
exact-
from the fire
I
station.
know exactly where it
Yeah.
is.
So I get
Put
it
that
and
on
I
the list.
pour
Put
a
it on
glass when I get home and I was like, I'm completely disappointed. This sucks. And I called Greg. I was like, dude, I don't even want to drink this, man. It's horrible.
Take
What
this
was
off
it?
my shelf.
Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, regular
Oh, the
Buffalo
regular
Trace.
The regular. I was like, I can't do this. I gotta have I gotta have a
Coca-Cola.
single barrel.
I
you
need
know?
my single barrel.
Yeah.
I need my...
I was telling the story about the guy had an acquaintance of ours that came here and he wanted to try Blanton's. Do you remember that story? On the
go.
porch, and he.
Oh my God. The Coke guy.
There you go.
So I bring
yes.
Four Roses single barrel, right? I'm like, I'm gonna bring something. I was like kind of rushing around. I was right by the store. I was like, I'm gonna grab this. I haven't had this in forever, And the guy and I show up with it. And the guy's like, I've always wanted to try that, and I haven't been introduced, didn't know any backstory of this guy or what he's been doing up until this point. I said, dude, crack at it, man. Here you go. I cracked it up and handed it to him, and I'm sitting there talking to Greg stuff, and I kind of like catch out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, he has this big plastic cup, and literally half the bottle goes. And I'm like, dude, Greg, dude, what the fuck,
Oh
man? He's
my
like, just poured all my
God.
fucking.
Wait.
And then I'm like, that dude's gonna drink. I was like, well, more power to him. And then,
No.
and you see Coca-Cola. I'm like,
No.
like I was freaking out, and I'm like, dude.
How did
He's
you
like,
stand and
just
not, like-
stop, just let it happen.
And he did
I'm
the
like-
same thing
And he
with
goes,
what-
wow, Four Roses is really good. I'm like, dude, how the fuck can you taste that?
Jesus, Coca-Cola.
Well, the rule is,
Damn.
What else
however
did he
you
do
drink
with-
your bourbon, right?
No.
Except
Except if
that.
you mix it with.
Yeah.
So what else
No.
did he? What else did he mix? With
that rule doesn't exist for
What
me.
else did he mix with the Coca-Cola?
Everything, man.
What, remember the Blanton's?
Yeah,
I
mean, it was
at that
anything
point. I
you-
thought you were going to take him to the ground.
Oh my god! I was like,
You
oh
just saw the
my
steam
god!
coming
I mean,
off
it was
of Joe's
like
bald head.
it wasn't like it wasn't like a little. It was you see the bottle. It's like glug 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 glug.
No.
I'm like, oh,
No.
it's like $100.
No.
So it's
Oh,
basically
that's
if you're
hard
an
to watch.
entertainer,
That's fine.
know your audience.
Oh, you know what I do? If I don't know who they are, I don't even care if they like whiskey. I'll buy like Old Granddad Bottled and Bond or Evan Williams Bottled and Bond and throw it in a decanter.
Yep.
It looks beautiful, man.
Yep.
That's what he does
Best
when we
stuff
come
in the
over.
house.
Benchmark right here.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what though. Some of the bottle and bond stuff.
There's some Pappy. It's right here, 23.
Help yourself.
Dude, I just wrote a post on that. I said, you know what, man? This past year, I've noticed I've gone mid to lower shelf because
Ash
of the
that cigar.
bottled and bond stuff. And
Can't
it
get
Ash
shrinks.
that cigar.
You know, I used to
Try
be
it.
like the guy. Me, both
Why's
of us
that?
used to be the guys all the time.
It's
Where we're
more
like,
light.
you got to
Oh, I was
spend
gonna say,
$100.
oh,
You know what I mean? Or you got to spend $80. And then Hank and Carl, when we first joined, were like, dude, you guys got to like get into the bottled and bond stuff. We weren't into it at all. And it was funny. The first bottled and bond product that we knew that we had was one of your friends, Mike Conyar, came over,
Right.
and we had tried regular Old Granddad just for the shits of it one day, and we're like, God, this is garbage. You know what I mean? And he shows up again, and it's like same label, except we didn't notice it said bonded, and we're like, dude, we're not drinking that, man. And I think we were actually drinking Blanton's. We're like, dude, we're drinking this. We got this. You know, he's like, no, you got to try this, man. Like, no, it's really good. I'm like, we did. He goes, no, this is bonded. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I'm like, oh, it's 100 proof. You know? And then we poured it, and I was like, holy shit, man. I was like, how much was it? She's like $20.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
It is good.
It's so
Price
good.
doesn't always mean.
Old,
No,
very,
that's what
doesn't.
very
we
old
say
Barton.
that on our show. We
Very old Barton, bottle and bond,
Dude, yeah.
under $15.
Right. Oh, dude, I have bought cases of. We have probably 20 fucking bottles of that.
That's what you give that.
Also,
guy.
the old
Beer.
Fitz.
No way, that's too good.
The Evan Williams.
No,
But it doesn't
cheap,
matter.
but
no,
we-
your benchmark goes to that guy. You know what I
Have you
mean?
had,
Black
Evan
Velvet.
Williams 1783?
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
It's like
Good stuff.
$16, $17. Yeah.
So, you know.
My
Her
favorite-
sister turned me on to
My
some,
new favorite is the Early Times Bonded.
What is that bottle that her
Anything
sister
bonded,
turned me
you know
on to?
it's
at
1
the,
liter for $23.
Yeah.
And it's
Anything
like
at the
bonded,
co-op Christmas
4 years
party,
old.
and I bought a bottle of it, and it was really good. It was
Regulated.
like $12.
So you know it's
I
good.
can't remember
It's not
mine.
It's
mixed,
started with
it's
a B,
single
I
barrel,
think.
right?
Yeah.
Not
So-
Bardstown.
You know.
No,
So I have
we
It has
like-
to be 100 proof.
I can't think of the name of it.
My place isn't
Is it-
really
yeah,
big. I
it's
don't
down
have
here,
like
isn't
storage,
it?
so I
Oh,
keep a
yeah.
lot of stuff here.
It's here
And-
somewhere.
Yeah, we'll drink.
So every now and then we'll
check it out
bring a
later.
couple
I
bottles
was
because
like,
Greg comes over like, you know, and him.
She's
They
like, yeah,
come
that's
over
our
like Saturday night
touchdown
sometimes, and it's like, man, we gotta
So they
bring
have
some
a lot
stuff
of
over
it?
here. So, you know,
Is that what
Yes.
you
I have good
There
stuff,
was
but then we start bringing
pieces
other
of
stuff.
it. Yeah.
And my wife, out of like Midwinter's Night's Dram, I got a MB Roland store pick, Cleveland Bourbon Co-op pick. I have a couple of Glenn Ruthers. I have Yellowstone. I can't remember what else. And there's a few higher end bottles. 1995 Glen Ross. My wife will pick the Early Times Bottled and Bond every time. She's like, that's my favorite. That's my favorite bourbon that you have ever brought home. I'm like, seriously? She's like, yeah. And I drink it all the time.
I'm in Philly. I'm moving Naomi. Me and Karen moving Naomi from Boston to Philly, and Joe calls me. He's like, "Jay," I said, "What's up?" And he said, "Hey, would you mind if I rolled over there and grabbed a bottle of, I don't know, Powers or something?" I said, "What's going on?" I said, "Yeah, do your thing." I said, "What's up?" He says, "You know, I don't have any booze, and I don't feel like spending a bunch of money. I know that we have, you know, excess of this, this, and this." I said, "Dude, listen, go over there, pick an antique 107, pick a special reserve, take a Blanton's, all this stuff." He's like, no, dude, I can't do it. I go, no. Because when I come to your house, I want to drink. He says, since you presented it that way, thank you. Hangs up the phone.
Yeah, but then Albert's dad caught him coming out
Yeah,
of
he
the
did.
house.
Albert's dad.
Oh,
caught
that's
you
right.
coming
I was
out.
like, hey, man, what's going on?
He's like, Albert's dad's like, who are you?
That was really good.
That down.
So that
Too funny.
the Weller Antique,
Yeah.
these guys had the Westport.
Mhm.
Man,
Dude,
it's
my
good
favorite antique Weller is Lizardville.
Yeah, it's very
They're-
good. That's what
they're
we had it
picked,
today.
Yeah.
I love it.
$4
One of my
and 50
favorites.
cents a pour.
Yeah.
Very.
And
Have you been to Louisville?
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just came back.
Yeah, but did you
He
go
didn't
and come
tour.
back?
No, he was family vacation. He went down. His her cousins, his wife's cousins. He was able to sample. They get Pappy on a regular basis.
All the
He was
time.
able to sample
At
all the
retail.
stuff. Plus, he took
But
a
I mean
bunch of
good
stuff
stuff.
down. He took
He had-
took a bunch of stuff down to compare.
He had
wanted to
store
Okay.
pick Sazes.
Yeah.
He had 10, 12, 15, 20, the old rips and the Pappy. And he gets it every year. And it's funny because I went to the store where he gets it from, and it's
figured out a
not
word.
much bigger than this basement.
Where is it?
Madisonville.
Oh, okay. So
They have like the worst liquor selection, Madisonville. I couldn't. I was so pissed when I went. I'm like, oh, I'm totally going shopping.
I'm going to Kentucky.
I went to like 10 stores.
I
I'm
brought
like,
$20. I'm gonna tear
I'm
it
like,
up.
I'm like, dude, this is like worse than Ohio. He goes, dude. He goes, you gotta understand here. We're actually still very new to having liquor in this town. So
was it dry before?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he goes,
Yeah.
it's getting
was
better,
fun.
but he goes, it's not even as good as your Ohio. And he was right. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me.
There.
The one store I go to that she had the Pappies and the Wellers and shit. They had a lot of Knob Creek. They had their own store picks. They're one of the few places in town that is doing the the barrel picks and stuff like that. So I saw some stuff there. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. And they had like Weller 12. They wouldn't sell that to me. And they wouldn't sell me any of the old rips. They're like, listen,
be a
we
regular.
keep this for people here in town, and we sell it at retail, so you can't have it. So even though
I've been like,
she goes,
bitch,
Like
you want to get tased?
Yeah.
I was telling you about
Here
this
you
store.
go.
Want to get a video?
Lay off the
Liquor World
YouTube
has
video.
better come up off that 12.
Buffalo Trace for $20-some dollars.
Yeah.
They case stacked E.H. Taylor, the small batch, and they had what else did they have? Well, one time they had Eagle Rare case stacked for $21. I'm like, how can you do that?
Right.
He goes, because we got all this stuff over here.
well, Eagle Rare down there also. I picked up a couple bottles Eagle Rare down there, stashed them somewhere.
Yeah,
I
we have.
did not pay a lot for it. It was like $26 for
Yeah.
a bottle. I was like, wow.
Well, 26.
We need to get
and
the
this
show
guy was
going
selling it for
before I'm too,
$21.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I thought 26. I was like,
this.
holy shit, dude. I called you. I was like, dude, I know we can get this, but I'm just
One
grabbing
eye,
it.
one eye.
You know what I mean?
Good
Because this is just ridiculous.
Well, I went into the store the other day,
yeah.
and they don't even put it on the shelf because people come in, they just pick it out of the box. So the guy goes, "Got any Eagle Rare?" And he goes, "Well, they have it under lock and key." So he goes,
Come on.
"Can I get a couple bottles of that Eagle Rare?" He goes, "Yeah, there's a box right here. There's 5 in it." He goes, "I'll just take the whole case."
Wow.
He just picked it right off the floor.
Who's that sound like?
Hey, you
I gotta
guys.
find some of that.
Let's
You guys
start.
ready to roll?
I'm going to introduce
I don't know
them.
nothing
Oh, I
about
thought we
nothing.
did.
Just introduce them. I will introduce them.
Okay.
Roy,
Yeah.
you laugh.
Yeah, we're on
No, I have
Your husband
to.
says,
Go
"Are you
ahead.
finished?"
Dominic.
I love
All right,
you.
kids.
Ready?
Let's rock and roll.
Let's kick it up.
Let's do it.
Whiskey Roundtable. I'm sorry. Do that again. Whatever. Welcome. This is the Whiskey Roundtable. Shout out to the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op.
Oh shoot!
I'm Albert Santilli. This is
Big
Greg.
G.
And I'm Karen Allen Keller.
And we have Sandy and Scott Royblatt. Excuse me if I messed up your name.
No, you got it.
And I'm your other host, Joe Clark. And we want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Collectively, we are the Whiskey Roundtable, and we'd like to remind you that you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And if you want to be a guest on our show, make sure to bring an unopened bottle or work something out. Again, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, send us a private message. We're real good about responding within 24 hours. We're happy to have you here, and thank you. Enjoy the rest.
Yeah, if it's like you were saying, if it's a rare bottle, we understand if it's open, something like a George T. Stagg or a Pappy or whatever. That's understandable if it's not readily available. On tonight's show, we're featuring something of that's been a big controversy
Just
right now.
released.
On the,
Just released.
Old Forester,
Old
100
Forester,
proof rye.
100 proof
You want to
rye.
hold that up to the camera?
I do.
Nice.
You make that bottle look good, Greg.
Thank you very much. Goes with my gray.
Can you rub your chest for me?
Goes with your gray.
Amen.
Alright. Forget it. Alright, so we have a couple guests tonight, which Greg introduced.
Scott and Sandy drove all the way up from Kentucky to do the show today. So he has brought some nice gifts for us to try.
The Old Forester.
Right. And we have the Kentucky Spirit.
Very good, my favorite.
These are all store picks.
We have Buffalo Trace Single Barrel. We have the Elijah Craig. We have Rock Hill Farms. We have all kinds of goodies today. So, unfortunately for you, we are going to sample all that after the show. So, but I
come on, we
appreciate.
sampled it
We
already.
already
Yeah.
did. You're lying.
You guys are killing me. So, I appreciate y'all joining today. It's been 2 weeks since we've done a show. We have had some other shows that we edited in because we had a lot of things going on. So welcome back. I appreciate you guys being here today, and we're gonna do some things here and sit back and enjoy. Grab a cigar, your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
I just have a question because we're a little bit shifted tonight.
Yeah.
Who's got the Dickel bottle pointed in their face tonight?
Actually,
Nobody.
Karen.
Well, Karen, you do. Yeah. Well, kind of.
Really?
Maybe.
But it's way over there.
There you go. So.
Is it in my mouth now?
Nope.
Isn't it always? Isn't it always?
If you flip it around, actually, it would be pointed
it looked really
directly.
natural.
No, don't do that. We won't get a word out of her.
It'll be like you're on vacation.
Amen.
What are you smoking, G?
I am smoking a Remy Garcia. You know what? I'm embarrassed to say this is one of my favorite cigars. Scott was kind enough to bring it to me today, and I have not done any of the history on it, but it's a 660 size Maduro, full body. This is what I like to smoke for breakfast. So one of my favorite cigars. So thank you very much, Scott, and Sandy. Thank you very much. What are you smoking, Joe?
Well, he's trying to smoke.
What are you trying to smoke, Joe?
Tipperillo?
Yes.
Broadcast lighter. This is just another one I was smoking last week. It's a black. It
Just
is
try
a
to
what do they call these darn things?
black.
Black.
Well, it's
Hey.
a
Cigarettes.
not a cigarette. It is a.
Clove.
That's it. It's a clove.
Cigarillo, isn't it?
Sounds like.
Albert, what do you got today, bro?
I'm smoking these nubs, NUB, Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Say Cameroon. So is this a medium body, Greg?
That is a medium to full body cigar.
Medium
and
to
that's,
full body.
That is one of the top nubs that you will smoke. It's a great cigar.
Well, one of my favorite
It's
things
about
about
a $10 cigar.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about nubs are they're short. They're short, fast, and sweet. So if you're out at a bar or something, they're great for on the go. It's not going to take up a whole hour to smoke them. So I like them. It's nice. The only problem, my only criticism is they're so fat and short that if you're not careful, they can burn your. If you get down to the nub, it can burn your finger if you're not careful.
Well, getting down to the nub is something you won't have to worry about. But anyway, go ahead. So what do we got today, kids?
Oh dear.
Okay, so going back to those other drinks we were sampling, what is the place that did the picks?
Westport Wine and Spirits.
Okay, and that's located where?
Whiskey and wine. It's in Louisville.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to what? You already did the.
I already did the pour. I wanted to talk about. Wanted to talk to Scott about how he got involved with bourbon. You know how he.
Yeah,
how
that's
he
right. We
acquired.
haven't done a guest in a while, so he's going to interview you.
So I'm curious. I've seen your collection, okay,
On the spot.
and which is very impressive, obviously. And I was wondering how you got involved. I mean, I know how I got involved with bourbon. It was a whole goofy story, which we aired in the past. But how did you get going into whiskey? Is it something you've always acquired, or is it something you recently acquired? I mean, how did you get there?
No, I used to have a drinking problem.
Okay.
So I couldn't drink bourbons, but now I can. And
So now what?
they're
It's a
just-
hobby.
It's a hobby. It really is a hobby. It's actually more than a hobby. I don't flip bottles, so I
Right.
buy and drink.
There you go.
So I'm not a flipper. But I had one bottle from my father. It was a very old Fitzgerald.
Ah,
It was barreled in '64, bottled in 72.
Wow.
It's the only thing I have from him. So I still have that. That's the only bottle that went down to Kentucky with me.
Wow.
So I was a Jack Daniels drinker.
Oh.
Gentleman Jack.
Oh, okay, I like
That's
Gentleman
all right,
Jack. I
yeah.
like Gentleman Jack.
I still like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I drank that, and then we went down to Kentucky and started doing the Bourbon Trail. Hooked.
Yeah.
They just, you know, I love the history. I love the different varieties. It's just, it's an art form, actually.
It is. It really is.
And you're a big Willet guy.
I love Willet.
Yeah.
Willet is, one of the
I
best
always hear
places to
Willet
go.
posts.
Well, yeah. So so today we went to Lizardville. We did the Pappy tour, if you will, and I didn't know this, and I was a little bit surprised and a little bit taken back. But Sandy as well, his wife is a bourbon person as well.
She's a connoisseur.
Common sewer.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
How
Not
many
like
filled
you
up that
guys.
glass before the show?
Oh, nothing.
She did not like bourbon before we
Nothing
moved
to
down
see
there.
here.
And
Okay.
finally, a little
It's
bit,
fun.
little bit,
Yeah.
little bit.
It's
Little,
like underwear, it creeps up. You know what I'm saying?
little ginger ale, less ginger ale, less ginger ale,
Yeah.
straight bourbon.
now ice.
Blue ice.
A little bit of ice.
Yeah, very little ice. So that how long? You talked about your father. Obviously, he's passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Years and years ago. Like
so
80,
so that's been a
82.
while. Okay.
Yeah, that bottle just was there.
What took you to Kentucky?
Sandy's job.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So she was transferred down there,
All right.
moved down there.
Good.
Love it down there. It's a great town.
I brought him with.
You brought him with you. All right.
She did.
You got the short straw.
Now what?
What town was that again? I'm sorry. I missed it.
Louisville.
Oh, it is
Louisville,
Louisville. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We live in St. Matthews, which is just
Like a suburb.
it's Louisville, Metro
Like a
Louisville.
soul.
But
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And there's just so there's liquor stores, churches, and bars on
Perfect.
every corner.
Cool.
Perfect. You can burn the church down on your way to the liquor store. You know what I'm saying?
We just
That's
walk
only if
past
you
it.
walk by.
We just walk past
They'll
it.
fall down if
So
I walk by. You just watch them crumble. Oh shit!
Where are you going? Going to church.
Going to church.
Well, you better take it easy on that jar.
Going to the
then.
liquor store.
No, that's the liquor store. No, that's church.
It's the same difference. 'Cause I bet you they have a stash back there somewhere.
I'm sure.
But there's, I mean, it's a great town. There's so many places to sample bourbons. There's the Bourbon Trail,
Mhm.
there's the Craft Bourbon Trail, and then there's the Urban Bourbon Trail. So the Urban Bourbon Trail is bars that have a minimum of 50 bourbons. They have to
Wow.
have 50 bourbons on their menu
Wow.
in order to be on the trail, and the book's about that thick. So yeah, you go in there like Silver Dollar, world renowned. The Haymarket is down there.
I've heard of both of those actually.
Yeah. Then there's Down One Bourbon. That's a great place. Just bourbon flights.
Are you
So
allowed
it's-
to down more than one at the down
Oh,
one?
we've done many.
Okay, just checking.
Sounds to me
We've
like he
done
goes there every
one
week, but
dozen. One dozen.
Oh,
It
here
doesn't
comes
say-
down
doesn't
30.
say one.
Hey, how you doing?
they think he's an employee there.
See, as a tourist, I'd be like
Hey,
down
could you get
one.
the napkins filled up in the
So,
bathroom,
a
please?
little shout out to our friends who have we have a friend who has a store down there, Taste, wine and
Taste fine
spirits,
wines and bourbons.
fine wines and bourbons, and so we go in there quite often.
Well,
And I've washed dishes there.
so we haven't seen you guys in a couple years. So we were at the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op Christmas party,
Yeah.
and you came with your cute lights on your, those are cute, and you had that. What was that? What was that you had? I don't know what all that.
That
was.
wasn't me.
That was.
That was not you.
No.
Didn't have that. I
That
thought you
was
had all
Tom.
that. Oh, that was Tom. We just had that
It's
conversation.
a great
didn't we?
party. That's how come we're fuzzy.
Yeah. Well,
Love it.
Oh.
we were 3 sheets in before we got there, but anyway. But that was a good party, and it was nice to see you. I pretended like, when you walked up to me, we had this
Be
story
cool.
earlier, and I was all cool, and he's all like bumps into me, and I'm looking, it's like, what are you doing here,
Until I brought out the bourbon.
Then I was like, I love this guy.
Wait,
I missed you. Where you been?
Me and Albert were there at that party till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It was bad. And then we went back to my wife's parents live right around the corner, so we went there. Then we had our own little tasting that didn't really go too well.
Remember that guy?
Already just-
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh
saw
my
that
God.
video of the bottle you couldn't open.
Oh my
that
God,
night.
that was so funny.
Oh,
Did you have posted
my.
that?
It's funny. So I went back there a couple weeks later because we were hanging out with her parents, and I was like, "Where's that bottle at?" And I was like,
That's on Instagram.
It
by
took
the
him
way.
20
You wanna
minutes
see,
to get the
you want to
top
see
off the
Joe
bottle.
for
They
20
were
minutes
so
struggling
drunk.
to open a bottle.
Oh my
And it was
God.
already off.
Oh,
It's
he's
on
fighting.
Instagram.
The thing had him on the ground. It was crazy.
It was a crazy. I was like, why can't I open this? I don't understand why I can't.
I'm giving him
a twist off.
hell.
top.
I'm like, dude,
oh.
Heather might see this.
So I
video.
go back there. I'm like, why does this open now? You know what I mean?
It's like Sandy's mother trying to open a twist off with a corkscrew.
Yeah, I'm over there.
crazy.
I'm like, hey, Heather might see this video.
She's
You
older,
gotta
leave her
man up.
alone.
And he's over there. It's a funny video.
Did you try the
was the
bourbon
same.
cake we brought?
No.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
brought
remember.
a bourbon
I don't
cake
think
down
we
there.
did.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think
That
we
was
did.
good.
Not the-
Man, I tried
They
a
were
lot.
hiding
I
that. They
tried
probably
a
tried
lot
to take
of.
that shit home.
I tried a
No,
lot
we
of
actually
drinks
gave
that
this
night.
somebody.
We'll bring it
Do you
again.
like Pinhook? I tried one. I can't remember. Was it the? No, it was the rye. I thought was
The
alright.
rye, it's
the
alright.
bourbon I didn't care for.
Yeah,
the rye was
it's alright.
pretty good.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, like you said, we were talking earlier. The ryes are kind of hard to screw up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Pikesville Rye.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pikesville?
And Old Maysville. You ever had Old
What is
No.
the
Maysville?
one rye?
Oh.
We had
Whiskey out
Pikesville
the
down
nose.
here one night,
Yeah,
and
Pikesville.
Steve was with us, and then we had a.
Oh,
I brought out a cheaper one. He said, "What's this bonded stuff you have? Was it Old Overhaul?"
yes.
Yes, Old Overhaul,
yes,
bottled
yes,
and
yes.
bond. I brought out.
Yeah.
And he had that right out because he likes Pikesville. So he had that right out. He's like, "Whoa, what the hell?" He goes, "How much is this? Like $50?" I was like, "Dude,
No.
like $18." You know what I mean? Like, he's like,
Wow.
"Get out!" He was like, "I would." He goes, "This is as good as the Pikesville, man." I'm like, "It's,
Yeah,
it's
well,
good, man."
bad.
It was.
We,
I
it's good.
like it,
Pikesville's
man.
good.
It's good. Yeah.
He
I like the Rittenhouse. Yeah.
So Steve, a very good friend of mine. I actually consider him my brother. Down in Houston, Texas. Steve, I know you watch the show.
What's
I
up,
love you,
Steve?
man.
What's up, Steve?
See you soon. And so he said, "Gee, you got to get this James Oliver rye." So I went ahead and ordered a few bottles. Of course, I ordered some for him as well, because he has a house over here as well here in Ohio. And we busted that open last week, one of those bottles, and I was surprised how good it was. And it was like, I don't know, $20-some.
Yeah.
It was really, really
Price,
good.
price does not always dictate a
Oh,
good
and
drink.
we always talk about that on the show.
So we were talking about a few minutes ago about walking past the church and going to the liquor store. How interesting would it be to, instead of the churches have wine,
Sure.
like you're in mass and you're about to do the communion and wine and be like, and today we're featuring a store pick Buffalo Trace.
Wait a minute, Battaglia here, hide the wine.
Wait a minute.
Take the matches out of
In the
here.
back, right? You just hear, I've always wanted to try that. You're like,
Joe, that is what they do there. It's all brown water.
Oh, yeah.
like right, like I got to.
Old Father Gentle Hands over there going, hey, get over here with that.
Down there, it's changed my water into bourbon.
You're right. Why can't it be bourbon?
It is.
brown
It
water.
is. It's crazy.
Hey, Father, I'm not really a wine guy.
You won't need it for what you're in store for.
Good, because we don't have that.
I noticed today everybody's drinking a little longer than normal. Passed it out in snifters. Everybody's in the.
Can I get an amen?
The blood's tasting good today.
So, what are we drinking today? What are we drinking today, kids?
We're drinking old. Well, I don't know at this point. But today's
Drinking
pick
what?
for the show is the Old Forester Rye at 100 proof.
What?
Is that a bonded or is that just 100 proof?
It's 100 proof. I don't think it's bonded.
I didn't do any research on
it
it.
is.
Is it? I don't. Karen's got the history.
I got a
of it,
little
so
bit
we'll,
on it.
we'll go
Okay,
there.
so we'll worry about that.
This is,
Do you have anything else?
nope.
To ask?
No, that was it. It was. I appreciate you guys coming up for the show. Thank you very much, and I appreciate the Old Forester Rye. You said it was released yesterday.
Can I just give a little shout out?
Sure,
Yeah,
go right ahead.
right.
Whatever you want to
Joe
do.
Correa, who was a food writer for the Plain Dealer, passed away today.
Oh, you're
Great guy,
kidding.
yeah, super guy. So I just want to say,
Miss you, Joe.
yeah,
Sorry
good guy.
to
He's
the family. God bless everybody, and our prayers for sure. We're all about food. You know that. That's our other hobby. So one of these days, I'm going to incorporate food into the Whiskey Roundtable. I don't know how I'm going to do
I
it, but I'm going to
can
do
I can
it.
help you with
All
that.
right. Well, we'll do our thing. So
Yeah, right.
we'll do our thing. So, you want to do some history, Karen?
Sure, I can do some. So I've got a little bit of history on just rye in general. So let's see, where do I want to start? I'm sorry, I wasn't ready to bust into this right now, but it's all good. So the difference between rye versus bourbon. Rye is known for imparting what many call more of a spicy or a fruitier flavor. It needs to be at least 51% rye mash. And then bourbon is 51% corn, tends to be sweeter, more full-bodied. So, let's see. So rye, ooh, I'm really off today.
A little bit more of a spicier finish.
A little bit,
Right.
yeah, it is, but let's see. So Old Forester, sorry guys, I have so many notes I don't know where to start.
It's not like we've been drinking or anything.
No, not at all. Old Forester, it was found in 1778 by George Rogers Clark. And Old Forester is introduced by George Garvin Brown in 1870. And it was the first bourbon that was sold in sealed glass bottles. And this was to help create a more consistent flavor. And Old Forester is named for Dr. William Forester. He actually had 2 R's in his name, Forester. They dropped the R. And he was a customer of George Garvin Brown when he was working in pharmaceutical sales. And in 2002, Old Forester celebrated their 156th birthday of George Garvin Brown with a limited edition Old Forester birthday bourbon, and his birthday is September 2nd.
Whoa!
So close to yours.
Yeah, 3 days away, actually.
Then I found out that in 2015, Old Forester Mint Julep is named the official drink of the Kentucky Derby. And for those of you that were watching the shows a few weeks ago, we had done a show on early times.
Correct.
And in 1985, early times was voted the official drink of the Kentucky Derby. So, I don't know, you guys are down in Kentucky.
And I
You
always
know
thought- I
they
always
change
thought-
that up every year or not. I don't.
And I've always been told that actually Woodford
Woodford
is the official of the Kentucky Derby.
Well, this is the Old Forester Mint Julep.
Okay.
So,
So that's specific mint julep. Well, that's what
Mint
that's
julep,
what
yeah.
that's their drink there for the Kentucky Derby mint julep.
so I don't know if they change it every so often
I don't
or
know. That's something I didn't know. I didn't know that.
switch things up a little bit. But yeah, Joe, as you mentioned, this is a 100 proof rye. And I think that's about all I got on the Old Forester specifically.
I've heard it is very, I don't know if you've had it yet or anything, but I've heard it's very different from any other rye. As far as how it tastes, it's not, it doesn't seem like it's a rye. So I'm interested to see, I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Hey, I agree.
It's not spicy like most ryes.
Right.
It doesn't have the typical rye finish.
The hot finish.
Yeah, and it's different on the palate as far as the weight and stuff like that. So I'm really interested in it. When I started reading up on that, and like Hank had mentioned in the group, he's like, Joe, this is going to be with your early times bonded once you have this. I'm like, oh, okay, that speaks a lot to me because I love it. That's my daily go-to drinker. I mean,
And you guys are Old Forester fans.
oh yeah, we're fanatics.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the whole whiskey row, man.
Yeah, I agree. We probably have
I like
just
them all.
about every single bottle.
Yeah, they're
So-
all good, and they're all so different from each other, and that's I like that. I don't like a lot of people get in like I only like this. I like even stuff I don't like. I always go back to it just to taste it, just to
The difference.
get the difference to it. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, you never know because your palate changes. All of a sudden, one day you're like, shit, I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Leave it open for a while. and
sure,
see what
yeah,
happens.
right.
Well, one of my favorites is the Jack Daniel's Rested Rye,
Yes, yeah.
which to me
That
doesn't
is
even
not
taste
like
like
a
a
normal
rye.
rye either. No,
Yeah,
no,
excellent,
no.
very
That's
good,
super
excellent
smooth,
stuff.
man.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorites.
Scott and Sandra have not had that before, and we are
Oh, it's
going
unreal.
to do that tomorrow. Okay. After lunch.
Very good.
We're gonna tear it up. So we're gonna go through a bunch of stuff here too. So we'll definitely.
Real quick, you want to give Royal Havana a shout out?
I do. So,
Yeah.
Dave, unfortunately, I'm not smoking our cigars today, and I apologize for that. It was a gift, so I had to do it, and I'm sure you understand. So, Royal Havana Cigars. Royal Havana Cigars, 38448 Lakeshore Boulevard, Willoughby, Ohio, 44094. We have a great selection of cigars, walk-in humidor. It's tailored to the 50s and 60s Cuban theme. Dave lived in Cuba for 20 plus years. His kids are Cuban, his wife is Cuban. Great people. We do weddings, we do anniversaries, we do Christmas parties, we do birthdays. They have a boutique if you're looking for clothing, anything like that. Ashtrays, lighters, anything, humipacks, all that. Dave is kind enough to supply us with all of our cigars for the show. All of our ashtrays, lighters, anything. So I appreciate you, Dave. I love you. And if you go to Royal Havana Cigars and say you're there from the Whiskey Roundtable, you will get 10% off your first purchase. It's a great place. You go there, you'll be surprised who you run into. So give them a shout. Stop in there. If you're looking for gift cards, anything like that, we do have a line of women's cigars as well. It's not uncommon to see women in there smoking cigars. And so if any of you ladies are interested in maybe trying out some cigars, some lighter cigars, different things like that, we got you. So give them a shout out, stop in there. Royal Havana Cigars, 38448 Lakeshore Boulevard, Willoughby, Ohio.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
So this podcast is also brought to you by the North Coast Jazz Ensemble, which is the music you're hearing now. If you're interested in honing your musicianship skills, your sight reading skills, your son or daughter wants to prep for college, it's a great way to learn to work well with others in the workplace, and just all the things you need to move forward in life. And just look up the North Coast Jazz Ensemble on Facebook. And that gentleman does private lessons as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you do lessons. So we've seen Albert play several times. He does travel. He was down in Naples a few weeks ago. The music that you're listening to now is his music that they were doing down there. And he's been to California, all kinds of places. Great entertainer, first class. And he always wears a suit. I mean, what do you say about a guy who wears a suit? So cruise ships, cruise ships, no cruise ships.
Just living the dream.
So I'm thinking before we get into the whiskey, you want to go through any Hank's announcements or no?
Yes, I do have Hank's announcement. We kind of got a little off track.
Yeah, that's all right. We have guests.
It's real simple. Only news we have this week really is that we're really happy with the process. That the process of the Old Forester pick is over with, and everybody is getting their bottles and picking them up. Contact Eric Black and Carl to pick up your bottles, and that's basically it. A few people who have gotten their bottles have mentioned thoughts that are super positive. And me and Mr. G here helped pick out the Old Forester single barrel pick,
Yes, we did.
and I think we picked out the best barrel that was presented to us by
Amen,
far.
bro.
Yeah,
Amen.
it was the best on the nose, best mouthfeel, very complex. Even at what we got to taste at barrel strength, it
Correct.
was super smooth. I mean, and I believe the barrel strength, maybe around 130 proof.
I
We
can't
were
remember.
tasting something like
Yeah,
that.
we could have.
Something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah, I
guys.
don't
But
remember.
it was very smooth, whereas a couple of the other ones were a little hot. And even after we tried it with some water, it was just the everything on the nose, the palate. It won over all the other barrels that we
Yes,
tried.
it did.
So
Very good.
it's very good.
Do you
Yes,
have a
sir.
plaque down there?
We did. We actually did it at Lizardville.
There's a plaque. You should have a plaque down at Old Forester now.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we might. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
If not, I have
do.
to
Yeah.
call them and ask them what the
Uh-huh.
problem is. So,
Right. Where's our plaque?
where's our plaque?
Be
Well,
cool to
maybe
get,
come
like
down
maybe
there.
get a copy of it or something if they would, and we could put
Yeah,
it
that'd
up
be cool.
somewhere.
That would
Yeah,
be cool.
that'd be sweet.
We'll have a plaque to go with the rest of the flack.
Oh dear.
Your
Wow.
code don't even know.
She's like,
Stick
really,
to the keyboard.
really pulling strings there.
You're smart like a rock. Look at you.
Hey, if you don't want to play, tell a joke, dance, either way, you got it.
All right, G. And this is the best part of the show. We've been waiting to try this for quite a few days
months.
now.
Yeah,
Couple
couple
months.
months,
I had
actually.
actually announced this on one of our shows
we did.
a few shows ago that this
Did
was coming out, and eager to try. And this is
So
like
I'm
20
going to ask you to pass
I will do
you, Sandy, and my wife.
Scott, what was this? Retail around 23 something?
Give that to Albert.
that. It's under
Hey,
25.
Alberto!
It's under 25.
Who are we missing?
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh, we have one extra?
Yeah, I think you might
All
have
right, that's okay. You know what?
Show.
Hey,
for sure.
this is for the cook, the chef. That's for a
Joe.
salute to him for Joe.
Joe, yeah.
So Joe, I'm sure you're cooking up there.
Yeah.
Make me a
Great guy.
pizza. Okay.
Has anybody tried this yet?
We have not tried it yet.
I've never
we
had
have
this
not
before.
tried it
Scott?
yet.
I have tried it.
I've had the
Damn
steak.
it.
I had the steak.
So
I actually picked it up the day it was released. I happened to walk into the liquor barn and found it.
so the aroma, they're saying, basically on the nose, rich brown sugar, magnolia blossom with hints of sassafras and candied lemon
Ooh, I like
is
lemon.
on the nose.
I get that.
Lemon, huh?
I get that fruit a
Repeat
little
that
bit.
again. Yeah, I
Rich,
get a fruity smell.
rich
As
brown
chi-
sugar, magnolia blossom with hints of sassafras and candied lemon.
As Jimmy Russell said, never put any of that in there. But
I definitely smell the sweetness.
I smell
I don't
brown
get-
sugar.
I don't get the
Brown
brown
sugar.
sugar.
I do. That's
yeah,
I don't smell the.
I get the lemon.
lemon for sure.
Yeah,
Great nose.
heavy lemon for me.
I don't smell the
Delightful
sassafras
to
at
the
all.
senses.
We're just
What does
talking shit, that's
sassafras
all.
even smell like?
I have no idea. Isn't that like root beer?
Swish it around, mix it with your saliva, that's all you do.
Right.
I'm gonna cleanse here, and we're gonna.
There ain't enough water there to cleanse you,
Swish
buddy.
it around.
You
your
are
mouth.
killing me.
The tongue is so much better than the nose.
Is it?
That's what she said.
Did you guys go in? Yeah.
So it's not super heavy. It's got a little heaviness to it, but it's not super heavy. Pretty consistent, I think.
On the
Very
leggies.
nice. On the legs.
I taste the lemon
All right,
and
let's give it a
magnolia.
Do you?
There's
I
some background
do.
music on there.
The lemon for sure.
Nowadays,
I get totally.
people
Quick
tend to
legs, but
look
there's a
over
lot.
the real art
nice.
of DJing.
I taste the lemon.
It's
I get
more
that
than
lemon out of it.
standing
I
on
do
top of the
too.
DJ
I
booth
do.
With your hands out.
Anybody
gets
tasting
So I'm
golden
going to tell you
delicious
a little bit
apples?
about
What's that?
Golden delicious apples.
This is
Okay.
what keeps me.
That's your palate.
What
That's
do
your
they
palate.
say
That's
on
what
the
it
palate
tastes.
there?
So on the taste, we go with sharp black pepper, cinnamon stick, rounding out with notes of dried dill and baked apple.
Ah,
Wow,
You
called
go,
it.
girl.
Damn.
I thought you said she was in it just a little bit.
No ginger ale.
You want some Coke?
Whoa. Hey, it's not that kind of party yet.
Coca-Cola.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna
We have to
I'm gonna let it.
clarify
I'm gonna
for
let it. I know
Anybody want
it's
some cocaine?
Yeah, anyone want
When you're
cocaine?
ready, calm down. You want a Quaalude?
The 714?
I don't know what that is, but
I don't
okay.
either. Mandrix? What?
Really good.
Very good.
It is good, but it's not a typical
good.
rye. You're right.
You're right. It's not.
It's not a
No.
typical rye.
Now, everybody was like, it's not spicy like a rye. I disagree. I do get some spice on
I do
that.
too.
Swish it
I do too.
around. You get
Yeah.
that. You'll get that.
So you tried this. What was your opinion the first time you tried it? Because you brought it up for me, so I was just curious what.
Well, I tried it after many other things. but
Gotcha. Okay. So consistent.
I like it.
you
I
think?
really do.
Okay.
I like all the old Foresters.
I do too. I do too.
So,
Yeah. Good
it's-
stuff.
I'm a
It's
huge
good.
fan of the
I like-
1897. I'm sorry.
how about the 1910?
Say
1910 is awesome. I
Nin-
like 1910
And
over the
that-
1920.
I do too.
I agree. Well, it's a
Yeah, we were
double
just
oak
We
thing.
just
about
talked
so-
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
We just talked about that.
It's a double oak.
We're at
thing.
Lizardville.
Fuck you guys.
You were working.
Hey.
Whoa, we can use foul language here?
Yes.
I did not fucking know that.
Well, you gotta say
You
it's
let
better.
someone
We
else-
have a giant sign that says parental advisory, explicit
Oh,
content.
We
Okay.
do. We do. We
Good.
actually do.
Good.
So.
But no, that,
Fucking
I do
A
like
right,
this.
man.
cheers.
All right.
So one thing for a rye, I didn't
Well, I'm coming
mention.
back next Friday.
Everyone, you know, cheers.
I didn't mention this, but this is 65% rye, and I don't taste for that much of a percentage of rye.
Yeah.
Swish it around a little bit. You'll
I
get
don't
that
get
rye.
it.
You'll
I
get
do.
it
I
right.
do.
Yeah, I know it's a rye.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
what some other people are saying. It's definitely rye.
It's not a high rye, but it's definitely.
Kieran, I don't know how to say this, but you're dead
Yeah, it's not a
wrong.
high rye flavor, but it's
It's a
No,
little.
I'm
It's a
dead
little.
wrong.
Just
I
It's a
don't.
little hotter than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It's got a
But
great.
it is 100 proof.
It's got a great aftertaste. It really
It does, yeah.
It has a
It's
smooth
great
finish.
aftertaste. It
Yeah.
is.
Smoother
It- yeah.
finish than most
I get
ryes.
heat up front real fast, and then
Doesn't give you the Kentucky hug.
So
no.
would I be rude to ask you what did you pay for a bottle of that?
I think that was 21.
20, 25.
It's under $25.
No, yeah, it's under.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think Ohio retail is $23.95.
Yeah.
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 I think that was $20.99
Wow.
Wow.
plus 6% sales tax down there.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Beautiful. Very, very nice.
I
Very
do get
nice.
the lemon on the taste.
I do too.
I get that on the nose for sure.
Easy now. It's not a party yet.
Where's the tequila?
Oh, don't start.
Dude, I'll go grab it.
It's all over
I just
there.
got back from San Diego actually, so
I get a
maybe
lot of
after the
lemon on
show.
that, man.
Tequila.
I do. I get
You're
it.
afraid of
I get it.
scorpions?
I get
I
a
do.
ton on the back.
I didn't smell it, but I tasted
Scorpions.
it.
I'm not
I
on
swear
the
to God,
back. It's
instead of the
very,
worms,
Yes.
well, I was going to say, it's very lemon forward.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
So I went into
They
a
didn't
store.
bring
I
it
get
over
kind of
because I
the
didn't think anyone
sweetness
would
on-
drink
On
it.
the back end, to
Tequila?
me, I get the brown sugar.
Was it
with
Agent Bourbon?
I don't
Well,
get the dill
well,
at
let's
all.
be clear.
I don't get the dill at
It's
all.
mezcal. It's the
Apple,
scorpion
I-
on mezcal.
You know, when Sandy said apple,
I haven't even
a
opened
little
it yet.
shocked, but it was,
Yeah.
you know, it was part of the thing. It was
Yeah.
great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I get a little fruit on that.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
I thought you
Good
just
call
made
on the
that.
apple.
I thought you just threw that in there to make me feel good.
No, seriously,
No,
I
it's
didn't.
really good.
Because I'm gonna. So Karen sent me. She's always good about sending me the aroma, the tasting notes, and the finish. But I didn't read it. I blew it up so I could read it, but I didn't read it. And then you come in and you say, "Well, I taste
problems.
apple." I'm like,
I think like
everybody's palate's different. And then I heard
she's crazy. Why is she even here?
send her back to Kentucky.
You know what you're doing.
So, but there it was.
Sandbagger.
So
Super long finish, man.
it is. It's
Like
good.
it
But
it
not-
lingers, man.
But not a typical rye.
no,
No, it
it's
isn't.
not.
Rye is
No,
like
it's-
you'll feel it all the way down.
yeah, no, it's nice, man.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
a everyday
I
drinker
get
for sure.
lemon. I get the heat, then I get real lemon forward, and then in my aftertaste, I do get some of the brown sugar in there, and then I do get the fruit on the very end of it. It
I-
lingers. The apple lingers.
And I was just gonna say, on my third and last taste, I can scent the apple in there.
Last taste.
Like, yeah, that's how it
Did you
is.
say something about cinnamon in there too?
Yeah, I don't get the cinnamon at all.
I'm sorry, I was DJing earlier. What was the proof on this?
100 proof.
100 proof. Okay, sorry.
100.
That's all right.
C note.
Can I just grab the bottle here?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Because I will see this. It should say bottled and bond.
Usually it's stamped on it, but I don't.
Yeah, I've never had
But
this
it's a
before.
rye.
It's
I
great.
don't
It's
know if it's-
fantastic.
I don't think it's.
I don't think it's bonded.
No, I don't.
think it's
I
just
don't think
100
so
proof.
either. I think it's
Yeah.
just 100 proof.
Must not have met some criteria.
Maybe
for that.
rye isn't bottled and bond.
No, they have bonded. Yeah, they have bonded rye, like Old Overholt.
Is that bottled and
Bottle and
bond?
bond. Yeah, they have non-bottle and bond and bottle and bond. And actually, the cheaper one, the non-bottle and bond, is actually still it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's
But when you stack them against each other, it's still the apples and oranges. You know what I mean?
You know who else bottled and
I
bond?
agree.
What?
James Bond.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh,
Sure.
God.
Jimmy,
James Bond.
so bad.
Do you have a rim
James
shot
Bond's
over there?
right with your ear about?
I don't remember.
No rim shots.
I gotta bring the keyboard tomorrow. Bring it down. We're getting better.
Beautiful.
I meant, you know, a joke.
Beautiful. So what do you think?
I'm game. I want
I'd
that
buy
on
it.
my shelf.
A couple times.
Wait, I did.
Beautiful.
I like it.
Beautiful. What else we got, kids?
Well, got a little news. Anybody else want to add anything to it?
Everybody
No?
good?
All right, so we already did a Hank and Carl announcement. So Old Forester released our barrel picks, as I said. Just refer to Facebook for the pickups and stuff. Eric, Black, and Carl.
Eric,
East
Carl,
and West Side.
Hanky
Yeah,
Panky.
shout out
thank
to you guys. And I have exciting news, which, well, at least for me it is. And well, actually, I think it'll be for all of us because we all like bourbon.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Four Roses Small Batch is coming out with a Four Roses Small Batch Select. It is a $55 to $60 drink. It is 52% alcohol. And will be a permanent on shelves. It's not going to be limited. It is going to be one of their mainstays.
Nice.
And it's coming out very, very soon. First 5 states to get it are going to be California, Georgia, Kentucky, New York, and Texas. And then after
Kentucky,
the
go
first
figure.
month of release, everybody is getting it nationwide. And they said there's plenty to go around. There's not going to be any shortages. Yeah, I think that's really cool. And it actually is going to have, I'll get to it later, 6 recipes. 20-year-old Eagle Rare is out. It's 299 bottles, and it is $1,999.99
We talked about that.
MSRP.
You and me talked about that. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you. If I find that bottle, I'm buying it.
Oh.
With the little
The Eagle.
crystal
I don't normally
eagle.
talk secondary,
Sorry,
but I
yeah.
keep seeing it on secondary for $6,000.
I do. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to. I'll pay $2,000.
No, hell no.
I'll pay $2,000
You know-
for it, but I ain't paying $6,000.
What age is it?
20 year. It's called Double Eagle Rare.
Have to taste it to see.
It better be really, really good. I mean, that's
16, 17,
you
and
can't
18 year
you
olds
can't
are
ever
pretty good.
justify paying that for a bottle. It's just the rarity. It's 299 bottles. How many people are actually going to get? They're probably gone.
It's not what you know, it's who
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. They're
Yeah,
probably. I mean,
already,
that's
they're probably already
yeah.
gone.
Wild Turkey is releasing a new drink called Whiskey Baron's Collection. It is going to be $50 for 350 milliliters. So that'll be interesting if we can come across something like that.
Right.
So back to Four Roses. So the small batch select is going to be 6 recipes: OBSV, OBSK, OESV, OESK, OBSF, and OESF. And other recipes they have are OESQ, OESO, OBSQ, OBSO. And what I wanted to get into
That
is
sounds like some BS right there.
they have 10 total
Sounds like
recipes
OBS.
for all their whiskeys, bourbons, whatever you want to call it. So
It's like a
I've looked at each, you get the single barrel proofs. They have all those little notes on it, like this is the OBSV or this is the OBSF. So
or the
V,
or the SOS Morse code.
right. So one of the letters in there at the end is the different
You are
yeast,
stupid.
the different yeast strains they use.
Yes.
So V is adding fruit and a heavy mouthfeel. K is the spice and it makes it full body. F is minty and herbal. E is a mash bill. So if you have E in there, it is a mash bill of 75% corn, 20% rye, 5% malted barley.
Wow.
Super
If
sweet.
you have B as the mash bill, it is 60% corn, 35% rye, and also 5% malted barley. The Q will be slight fruit, spicy, medium body. O will be very floral, rose petal-like, spicy, medium body. S stands for, and S is in all of them. It means straight whiskey.
Straight was.
And the first O is just it means it's Four Roses and it's from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. So there's only 2 letters that change, or the yeast strains, and basically the yeast strains and which mash bill it is. So E and B are the 2 mash bills that change, and then the last letter is the different yeast strains, which gives you the fruit or the spice or the minty and herbal or slight fruit and spice, and then also medium, light, or full bodies.
So,
And, that's
I
how
would
it
just
goes.
like
So let me ask
to
you a
point
question.
out the K is spicy and full bodied, so that was named after me. I'm assuming.
Special pick.
Damn!
Well
you know,
done.
Go, girl.
the info that you have is the information that you have is fantastic. How does anybody, Cleveland Bourbon Co-op people and everybody else, how do they obtain that formula, if you will?
Actually, you can just Google Four Roses recipe definitions, and it pops right up in Google.
Okay.
It'll take you either to I think I got it from the Bourboner or something like that, and then also Four Roses site will also explain
Gotcha.
the
Those are
different
all single
definitions.
barrels.
Yes. Now those recipes also are being used for their small batch select.
Oh, really?
So
they're blended.
small batch is a blend. So there's 6 recipes going to be in it, and they're blending those 6 recipes together to get this small batch select. And I'm excited because it's,
Almost looking at
they said it's aged longer. They didn't release the age statement, and I don't think they are. And it's 52%, which is 104 proof.
And the reason they can't release the age statement is they can throw in a
Right. Could be
barrel
12
that's
year with
a 4-year, 5-year, 6-year.
8 year. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's cool about the blends, because you can actually, I don't know, I'm not really good with words, but drink better than you think you are. You know what I mean? Drink
Oh, yeah.
more
You're
expensive.
drinking up.
Right. You're drinking up for sure. Because you could have, like he said, a 12-year with a 4-year, an 8-year with a 6-year, or whatever. And
But it could be mostly 12-year, and
Sure.
all they have to do is throw in one of the other one.
Sure.
But they can't put that on the. You wouldn't want to put that on age statement where it's mostly 12.
yeah, you can.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it could be mostly 12 or
Sure. Right.
10, 12, whatever.
Right. Yeah, and I think that at first I was always confused by all these different, you get a Four Roses, like, what is this. You know what I mean? But most bottles that you get that have those statements on it, like OBSK, on the back of the bottle,
Right.
it'll actually tell you this
What
is
it-
this.
Gotcha.
And so I think that's one of the drinks we never got into. I've tasted some of it. Is we need to get some of the Four Roses single barrel proofs is where they really heavily get into these different single selections. Like one barrel proof will be a OESK or an OBSF or OESF, and everybody says they're totally different from each other. And you'll like
They
some,
are.
and you won't like some.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky, and instead of Scott sitting at home watching Hee Haw, maybe he'll find some of this stuff for us. You know what I'm saying?
We're allergic to dogs, so.
So then you have, of course, then you get even deeper like he does and like we do sometimes. You have the single barrel proofs that have these different, recipes, and then you get the different ones with the recipes that are store picks
Correct.
that are even better than them. So.
Right.
Yeah.
No more Hee Haw for you.
We went to a tasting
Get to going.
at this place, Westport Whiskey and Wine, and they had all those recipes that are unavailable now. You can't even get them. Remember that? That was really good stuff.
Four Roses, to me, I love Four Roses.
I do too.
Even
Yeah.
down to their
It's
yellow.
so not to cut you off.
With Coke.
for
You
for,
did, but-
for all the I know I did. I apologize. Believe it or not, all the stuff that we have no Four Roses.
Yeah, we do.
What do we have?
That's the last
Yeah,
week.
we
did it for
finished
the
the
Charlie.
small batch, and there's a single barrel up there.
What?
Have you
I
had
think
the
the guy next
130?
door is going to bring in some.
Okay, so that's the problem with having the quantity of stuff that we have
He
is
said it. He said
every day's Christmas.
I'm going shopping tomorrow.
Yeah, we forget, man. Like,
We
there'll be
do.
days like, damn, man, I wish we had. Dude, it's right here.
See, down where we're from, there is like tastings all over the place. We had for Valentine's Day, they did a Four Roses thing at a floral shop. So they had a band and food, and Four Roses sponsored it.
Awesome.
Okay.
We go in there. Al Young's there, and
Nice.
a bunch of people, and they do a silent auction. And Al Young, he's the man.
dude. He wears a tie.
He does wear a tie. He didn't when I met him.
Yeah, we're gonna choke him with that time.
Whoa, where's the hook?
You're talking to my guy.
We don't need a
all
hook.
wrong.
He didn't realize we were playing Hangman tonight.
It's a long town.
Wrong letter.
Some of the Four Roses is some of the best stuff.
Four Roses is good. It
But
really
people
is.
think it's commercial, so
Right.
Remember when
their
I,
single barrel
brought
is
it last
awesome.
week
I
for
even
you?
like the small
No, I do remember.
I love it.
What's the opposite
But
of
have
thank
you
you?
had the 130 year? I haven't either.
Screw you.
I'm trying to get it.
Thank you.
They have it at Lizardville, and I
GFY?
keep meaning to.
Okay.
They have it there?
Yeah,
What's
they've
that?
had it there for
You
tasting.
should try that,
Yeah.
because if they had it today, I didn't notice, but I would have had it.
Yeah.
We went through all those racks. You and me went through all those racks.
he paid
I don't remember seeing any
There was a
Four
bottle
Roses
turned
on
sideways, but it could have been the single barrel. Or the-
Download the app, man.
Just want the dick.
Okay.
They have a Lizardville app. I actually have a login for it at that store when I go in there, and you can, if you don't see it, you can find it on there and ask for it, and they'll
Well,
pull it out.
okay.
Go
Tell
for
the
it.
story.
No,
Tell the
you-
story.
no,
No.
no.
You're the guest. Tell the story.
So what was it? That was the Michter's.
Michter's tenure.
Michter's 10 year. They brought it out from the back.
And
Oh, tonight?
and
Let's tell the story.
is it good?
Oh
That was
my
the
God.
story.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
It was
kind of
delicious.
like most of the time I'm a mixed Michter's hater. So their
Yeah.
regular bourbon I bought, and it was like $38 or whatever, and I wasn't a fan.
The
man. I
rye's
was
pretty
pissed.
good. On the shelf, the
Um,
rye's
I
not
was-
bad.
I was okay on the rye, but everybody's like the toasted barrel stuff is really good. The 10 year is supposed to be amazing, and there's
20 year.
one other one,
20 year.
single barrel select.
We have single barrel.
You know what else is really good toasted? These nuts. Dude, come on. That's a good
Sourdough?
joke.
That was
What?
right
That's a
there.
good joke. Who doesn't like
Oh my
toasted nuts?
God. You
I
had
love
to
nuts.
do-
You can roast them.
The presentation was
Wow.
off.
That is-
I appreciate that. I
That's
do
for the
appreciate
Christmas
you.
show.
Those
the
are great.
Is that like
chestnuts.
Tibbetts?
You ever seen Tibbetts?
Tibbetts good?
Oh, God.
But anyway.
What did we get
I'm
off
so glad you're here with me tonight. You have no idea.
What is going on?
Oh, my God.
But Michter's just opened up downtown Louisville, and if you go in there, they say that if you walked in one day, you might find that stuff on their shelves. So we'll see. So we're doing that.
Well, let me know before
What,
I
20
get you a
year?
bottle.
Whatever. Some stuff. That's what I heard.
Let me know before
So
I
you
get
had
you
the
a
old
bottle.
Overholt bonded?
I have.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but going
You
back
like
to the
old fits, right? You're an old fits guy?
Which one? Like the
I like 'em all.
the very old fits, the 12-year-old.
Yeah. I
Stuff.
mean, what about you? Did you ever have the original 6-year bottle and bond?
Probably.
Okay.
What's it look like?
I can show you. I have some. It's been off the market for quite a while, but I have a little. We have a stash of it.
Old fits.
It is very, very. We dish it out very sparingly because it's
Yeah, if it's off the
impossible to
market,
find.
yeah, yeah.
It's been off the market for a long time, and it was one of my favorites because it was only $13, $14 a bottle or
We
something like
bought
that.
what, a case of
And,
24.
Oh.
Dude, this stuff drinks as good as the
Oh,
stuff they're
God,
putting
yes.
out now.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
bottom
agree.
shelf stuff.
Yeah, it's real bottom
okay.
shelf.
Yeah, all right.
It's real bottom shelf, but it tastes like you spent
Yeah,
that
yeah,
$100.
yeah. Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
telling you,
I
it
agree.
is
Price means nothing.
unbelievable.
I agree.
It doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah, price is
That
is an issue,
That
but
is okay. So we always talk about price. That one is the complete definition of price doesn't matter because once you try this, it's unreal. I mean, it's unreal. They could charge you if they bottled that in their little fancy decanters they're doing now and stuff like that. People would spend $80 a bottle or more.
Oh,
for it.
you just, yeah, old fits.
It's unreal.
the decanter stuff.
Well, there's that. Well, this is not the decanter stuff, but it's their original 6-year bottled and bond.
6 year. Have to look for it.
It's been years since they've made it. You know?
Yeah, it's off the shelf, so I don't think you'll find it.
It trades pretty
You'll tr-
high
you'll
now.
tr-
in
You'll try it
secondary.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You'll try it
Well, the
tomorrow.
one I showed you the picture of, the very old Fitzgerald, is an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Is that the original that you have from?
Stitzel Willard.
That's your dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from your dad.
Yeah, I'm sure that's awesome. But I don't know if
Not
I would
gonna
open
find
that.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
But all right, is that it?
We
wrapping it up?
Yeah, let's
I,
wrap it
I would
up.
like to say that if you go to the old Forester, they just opened that up. It's brand new. It's in the Whiskey Row.
Right.
So they do from the Cooperage all the way to the Rick House. That is a great tour.
I bet.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a great tour. You do everything in
Spend a
one
week
little
because
place.
there's lots
Wow.
to do.
And then Michter's just opened up downtown Louisville.
Okay.
Is that why you want us to come down for 4 days?
down, yeah. You need to be there.
Sandy just said a week.
A week you need.
A
but
week?
4 days, we'll cram
But
it.
if you want to
God.
see everything,
I'm only going to cook her ribs once. I ain't
I'm driving.
With us for a week. I don't know, man.
if you want to see everything, like you should come with them, because we'll take you to the different areas.
Think
But
you, get,
great.
think you guys can get a week off?
I'm driving. Let's go.
Right with me.
let's go.
I got the
Because-
Suburban. We'll take it down.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah,
All I
'cause
know-
we'll taste my stuff, but we go to the different distilleries, and I'm telling you, it is fun.
We're going to eat
And,
good. I know that. I already
and
have
the-
a whole thing in mind what I'm cooking down.
But they just opened all these new distilleries downtown, so it's a.
Louisville's how far from Madisonville? A couple hours.
Where's Matt? I don't know where that is.
We'll look it up. We'll look it up after the show.
We'll
It's
map
five
test it.
5 hours and 15 minutes from this table.
I'm wondering if maybe it would be like a plan to. We'll talk about it after the
Yeah,
show.
we'll
I don't
talk
wanna-
about
I
it.
don't
No,
wanna-
you need to do this.
No, yeah, we'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what my plan is right now. 'cause-
This is
Yeah.
not a recommendation. This is a prescription.
Ah.
Oh, I'd love to do
It's
that.
for
But
medicinal
actually, I
It is
brainstormed a
medicinal.
really good idea on how to do that and not piss Heather off at the same time.
Who's Heather?
Leave
You can edit that out of the show. You can edit that out of the
I ain't
show.
gonna add that out.
Yeah, you
Fuck. Oh no.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Heather, I
kids.
got
Alright
your
guys,
back.
alright, we're cool. She ain't got shit. Alright guys, that's the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts. I'm Joe Clark.
Big G.
And I'm Albert Santilli.
And I'm Karen Helen Keller.
Scott.
And these are our guests. And they brought us horrible drinks. Horrible
So,
drinks.
He is the
drink
bourbon badass.
responsibly. Don't drink and drive. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate you. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. Be safe.
We like you more than a friend.